Hello, fam. Welcome. I have another story for you today. Please sit down, relax, and enjoy. In the city of Asoja, a young woman named AMAKA lived with her husband KUNLE. AMAKA was the epitome of hard work, juggling her job as a nurse and managing the household. KUNLE, on the other hand, spent his days lounging at home, complaining about how hard life was, but doing nothing to improve their situation. This was the life AMAKA had grown used to, but destiny had other plans, and the day of reckoning was closer than either of them anticipated. The morning sun streamed through the small curtains in AMAKA's living room, casting golden streaks on the walls. AMAKA, already dressed in her blue nurse's uniform, and was hurrying around the house preparing breakfast. Her husband KUNLE sat on the couch, scrolling through his phone. "KUNLE, can you at least help me set the table?" AMAKA asked, her tone carrying exhaustion and hope. KUNLE yawned and waved her off. AMAKA, you know how I'm not good at these things now. You should understand. Why not finish up quickly so that you can eat before going to work?" AMAKA sighed, swallowing her frustration. She had heard the same excuses for years. When they first got married, she believed KUNLE was simply going through a rough patch. He had lost his job shortly before their wedding, and she thought he needed time to get back on his feet. But as months turned into years, it became clear that KUNLE had no intention of finding work or contributing to their home. AMAKA placed the food on the table and sat down to eat quickly. "KUNLE, don't forget to lock the door before you go out today," she said, though she knew he wouldn't go anywhere. KUNLE chuckled. "Where am I going? The house is comfortable for me." AMAKA forced a smile, grabbed her bag, and left for work. For months, AMAKA endured the same routine. She would return home after a grueling 12-hour shift to find the house in disarray. Dirty plates piled up in the sink, clothes scattered across the floor, and KUNLE still lounging on the couch. One evening, after paying the rent and clearing the monthly bills, AMAKA sat KUNLE down. "KUNLE, we need to talk," she said, her voice trembling. "What is it now, AMAKA?" he replied, not even looking up from his phone. "I'm tired. I can't keep doing this alone. We agreed to build this life together, but I feel like I'm the only one putting in the effort. You don't even help with chores, let alone look for a job." KUNLE scoffed. "AMAKA, I've told you before. The economy is hard. Jobs aren't falling from the sky. And besides, isn't it your duty as my wife to support me?" AMAKA's heart sank. She loved KUNLE deeply, but his words felt like daggers. One morning, as AMAKA prepared for work, she felt a sharp pain in her chest. She tried to brush it off, thinking it was exhaustion. But by the time she got to the hospital, she could barely stand. Her colleagues rushed to her aid, and after a series of tests, the doctor confirmed she had severe anemia and needed immediate rest. AMAKA was given 2 months of sick leave to recover. At first, she thought KUNLE would step up, but her hopes were quickly dashed. KUNLE complained about how hard and expensive things were, and how her illness was a burden to him. One night, after an argument about money, KUNLE packed his bags. "AMAKA, I can't do this anymore. You are sick and there's no money. I'm going to stay with my friend Tunde until things get better." Amaka watched in disbelief as KUNLE walked out of the door, leaving her alone in her weakest moment. So guys, if you've watched up to this moment, kindly like, subscribe and share. For weeks, Amaka struggled to get by. Her savings dwindled as she bought medications and food. Neighbors occasionally brought meals for her, but she felt the weight of loneliness and betrayal. Slowly, she regained her strength. By the third month, Amaka was ready to return to work. Her colleagues welcomed her back with open arms, and she threw herself into her job with renewed determination. She began saving aggressively, determined never to depend on anyone again. One evening, as Amaka prepared to relax after a long day, there was a knock on her door. She opened it to find KUNLE standing there and looking disheveled. "Amaka," he began, his voice filled with fake remorse. "I made a mistake. I shouldn't have left you. I've been thinking about us and I want to come back." Amaka stared at him, her emotions swelling. "You left me when I needed you the most, KUNLE. What makes you think I'll take you back now?" KUNLE fell on his knees. "Please, Amaka, I was foolish. I see now how much you've done for me. Give me another chance." Amaka shook her head. "You didn't just leave me, KUNLE. You broke me. And now that I've built myself, I won't let you drag me down again." KUNLE begged for days, even enlisting Tunde to plead on his behalf. But Amaka remained firm. Her decision sparked conversations in the neighborhood, with some applauding her strength and others criticizing her for not forgiving her husband. Months later, Amaka was promoted at work and she bought a small car to make her commute easier. Meanwhile, KUNLE drifted from one friend's house to another, his life unraveling. One day, as Amaka drove past the local market, she saw KUNLE sitting by the roadside, looking worn and defeated. Their eyes met briefly, but Amaka drove on, her heart at peace. She learned the very hard way that love without respect and effort was not enough, and for the first time in years, she felt free. Thank you, my dear viewers, for listening. I hope you enjoyed the story. Let me know in the comment section what part of the story you enjoyed the most. Kindly like, subscribe and share. Until I come your way again next time. Bye.